Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to use Sashimi. This is a basic introductory tutorial that shows you how to install Sashimi and get it up and running to install your cabs, your registry entries, and set up mail accounts, XML files, all of that stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is install the Sashimi cab file, which I've copied over to my device. So I'll go ahead and start the installation. And it is important that you install Sashimi over to your storage card. And once Sashimi is done installing, it will launch itself and ask you if you want to create the shortcuts. So we'll say yes, create shortcuts. And we'll choose to put them in the standard start menu programs. And after the shortcuts have been created, it will go ahead and launch the application. So before we go ahead and use Sashimi, we need to set up its directories. Let's go back to the storage card and see that it's created the Sashimi directory. And in the Sashimi directory, if we want to set this up for a auto install, what we need to do is go into the auto folders and copy over our appropriate cab, certificate, exe, registry, root files, scripts, and XMLs to copy. So in this example, we're going to just use a few of these to get you the basic idea. So I'm going to go into the cab folder, and what I'm going to do is copy into the cab folder a couple of cabs. Okay, so you see here I've copied over into my cab folder the SPB weather cab, and I've also copied into the SC subfolder Total Commander. And the SC subfolder is for cabs that you want installed to your storage card. So this means Total Commander will get installed to my storage card, and SPB Weather will be installed to my device. And I also went and copied over into the Reg folder a file called SPB Weather Reg, which is a registry entry file that contains my registration information for SPB Weather. So it will automatically register itself after it's installed. So let's go back into Sashimi. And before we run Sashimi, let's go ahead and set up a XML file to set up all of our mail accounts. And to do that, we'll go into Tools, My Custom Tools, and we will launch the built-in Makisu application. And Makisu will let me set up a email or wireless provisioning XML file that can be used by Sashimi to automatically set itself up with email and wireless account information. So I'll just run through this real quick. I'll set up a POP account. So I'm just doing basic account information here. You can learn more about Makisu in the documentation or in the Makisu thread on the forums. Once we've created all the information, it asks, do we want to add this account to the XML processing batch? We do. And then I'm going to go into XML operations and tell it to create the XML file. And we will go ahead and save this XML file in the Sashimi Auto XML folder. Okay, and I will save that. And we're not going to provision the file now. We're going to let Sashimi do that. So we'll quit out of that. And we'll exit out of Makisu. back to Sashimi. And just real quick to look at the File Explorer again, we have our cab files and our cab files that will install to the storage card. We have our reg file, which will import my registry entries for SPB weather. And in the XML folder, we have the Makisu XML file that I just created that will provision my mail account. And I'm not going to use the other directories here, but real briefly, these are to install certificate files. exe is to run executables. Root is to copy files and folders from your storage card to your device. And scripts is to process any Mort script files that you want to add as plugins. Once you have your directory set up, you can go ahead and run in auto mode. Because we were working with the auto directory, we're going to work in auto mode. If you want to run things in manual mode, you would put things in the manual directory. So let's go ahead and start the auto mode. And what you will see is the cab files installed. So SPB weather goes over to my device. And Total Commander, however, you will see Sashimi automate the installation over to the storage card. There's, okay, Sashimi automating the installation over to the storage card. Now we will see our registry entries. There it imported our registry entry, and now it's provisioning our XML file. And now the auto phase is complete. And we're not going to go ahead and reboot. We don't need to do that now. So Sashimi will go ahead and exit. And now what can we look at? Well, if we go over to our programs, we see SPB weather has been installed. Let's open that up. And let's go over to Tools Registration. And you will see that SPB is already registered. We don't have to put in our registration information because we already imported that with the SPB weather reg file. The other thing we want to look at is we want to see where everything installed. So if we go to My Device Program Files, we see SPB weather installed on my device memory. And if we go over to my storage card, and we go to the root of the storage card, and we go into Program Files, we'll see that Total Commander installed there. And the last thing we want to check is we want to check our messaging and see if our email account was set up. And there we see the Bengali H email account. If I go into Tools, Options, and I look at the options of the account that just got set up, here we see all the information that I added before. So that's it. That is a basic, quick, and easy setup of Sashimi and how you can just pop in your cab files and get those installed to the appropriate locations. And also if you want to add any reg files to automatically register your applications or import any other registry settings you want. And also a quick overview of how to set up an email account with Makisu and have Sashimi import that as well. So hopefully this takes some of the mystery and challenge out of using Sashimi. For those of you that were finding it a little bit more difficult, give it a shot. I think you'll really like it. Thanks.